My name is Christine Marie Havens, and this is my story. My hair was my everything. As well as my friends, some sort of fashion sense, and my energetic personality, I felt my hair defined me. Gave me joy when I styled it in different ways, from ponytails to braids to updos, curly, straight, you name it, I did it. I loved my hair. But then something happened. I had to shave it all off. I was diagnosed with trichotillomania, which is an impulse control disorder or obsessive-compulsive disorder that makes me pull out my hair. I loved my hair. It made me feel pretty, so when I lost it, I didn't feel pretty anymore. I gained weight because nothing would make me feel better. I avoided mirrors because I didn't want to look at myself. But one thing was different. I wasn't thinking about pulling my hair because there was nothing to pull. When I was alone, I felt content. But any other time, being in public was so much harder. I constantly was worried people were going to think I did it for attention, or I was trying to be edgy. And even the people that didn't say anything at all, I hated the look in their eyes. The feeling of concern or worry or judgment. Now, my story doesn't have a happy ending. I don't feel powerful or enlightened by the experience of shaving my head because it wasn't a choice I made. It was a decision that was forced upon me. Like someone who has been in a car crash that was someone else's fault. I didn't find beauty in other places. I found flaws. I didn't discover why I loved myself for other things other than my hair. I found other things I hated. It made me hate myself entirely and question everything. I didn't like to talk about it for obvious reasons, but I also am the type of person to say that everything will be fine because life goes on and gets better, even though I didn't believe mine would. I'm editing this right now, and I just wanted to say before I continue this video that I know my life will get better. I know I will be happy and that my life will not always be like this. I don't think that my world revolves around my hair, but it definitely takes a really big toll on me, not just because it's my hair, but all the things that come with the fact that I do pull out my hair. So it's not just the fact that I have short hair now, it's the fact that I have to deal with this disorder, and it's really hard. All right, before I start the uncomfortableness that is going to be this video, I was gonna play. I don't know if I'm even going to put this in the video or it's gonna be in another video, like my random video, because it's probably gonna be in that one because this is so unrelated. It's definitely gonna be in that one. Hi. I'm not gonna look at myself because you don't need to, I don't need to see myself. I need to talk to you. This is for, is it for you? Is it for me? Don't know yet. Anyway, hi, thank you for clicking on this video. It is currently 11:10 at night. I had a friend text me and it reminded me that I need to make this video. Obviously, you know what it's about from the title. I've been meaning to make this video for quite some time. But I didn't want to make it for the longest time just because it was really hard to talk about. I think the hardest part is to edit this video, actually. So before we start, my name's Christine Havens and I have trichotillomania. It is a hair pulling disorder. Basically means I pull out my hair. Obviously, I think it's self-explanatory. This was kind of unplanned. Since, you know, it's 11:10 at night, I should be sleeping because I work in the morning. One of my friends just actually texted me and said he'd always been wondering and finally asked me like why I had short hair. And it reminded me, hey, I need to make this video. I want people to understand in better terms than I feel like I've explained. And most people don't even know. I haven't really said it over the internet. I've used the words I have a disorder, but I've never used the words I have trichotillomania, a hair pulling disorder, because that's, you know, it's kind of gross to some people. And it's a weird thing that I didn't know existed until I had it. Didn't know I had it until about a year ago. I want to bring this to light. I want to tell people that this is a thing, considering I didn't even know it was a thing until I had it and I looked it up. So if I didn't even know, I'm sure most people don't. I'll start at the beginning. I started when I was a kid. It started when my parents got divorced, and I don't even remember doing it much. I started pulling out my eyelashes. I remember going up to the mirror a lot, but I don't remember even what I was doing. Like looking back on it, all I can remember is just being in like at the mirror, like I can see it in my house. But other than that, I don't really remember it, other than one memory I have of a girl saying, "Hey, you don't have any eyelashes." I just remember saying, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it." And that was in first grade. But other than that, I don't remember doing it as a kid. But my mom has told me that I would do it. But then it kind of, went away. After a little while, I would do it once in a while, not often. And then I remember doing my eyebrows, like when I don't even know if it was like when I was stressed or what, but it was, whenever. And so I didn't start pulling the hair on my head until I was a senior. It started with my baby hairs, that are like when I would have a ponytail. It's like the ones that would like hit my neck or my ears that would have to like go like that. It started with that because they would annoy me. And I guess I started pulling them out, not even realizing. I don't know when I started to realize. I don't know if it was when I started to get a bald spot and noticed it, or I started to realize that I was going like that and like having hair in my hand and actually pulling it out. I don't know when I started to realize, but I started around maybe September of my senior year. So I was 17 at that point. Just started to go on a medication for anxiety. It's called Lexapro, and I think that's an antidepressant as well. I only took it for a couple months and then I weaned myself off of it. And the reason being is that once I started taking Lexapro, I started to pull out my hair. And then when we thought it wasn't working and found out this was a thing, we upped it. And then it got worse and I had to shave my head. So we got me off of it. Or basically me and my mom just weaned myself off of it. I don't even remember if it helped. And to be honest, I don't know if it helped. And it got so bad that I actually had really big bald spots all around here, around the side. So that I had to, basically the only thing I wore or how I placed my hair was 2 braids down, or just my hair down in general, straighten, curl, whatever. I do a bunch of shit with my hair. Or for dance, I would wear a low ponytail so it covered. I would cover it up with makeup because I didn't want anyone to know. And no one knew until I shaved my head, except my mother and a doctor. It happened really fast. About 6 months it took for me to shave my head. I was going through a lot. A couple months before, I had a lot of things happen with my friends and a guy who is my best friend as well. I wasn't in as bad of shape as I was the year before, so I don't really know. I don't know if Lexapro, like the chemical or whatever that was in it, just triggered something in me, in my body, and that's how this started. I have no idea. I'd like to think it was that, because there's literally, it's not just being uncomfortable in school, because like if it was gonna happen, it would have happened the year before. So I don't understand why it happened when it did.
A lot of my pulling is subconscious, so a lot of the stuff that affects me and hurts me or gives me anxiety, I don't really know about, because it kind of just ends up happening.
I didn't want to keep hiding it anymore, I don't like people thinking of me as the one with depression or the one that is sad all the time. And it's not that I'm sad all the time, I just don't want people thinking that. So most of the time, generally, I don't post when I'm upset. I don't post when I'm sad or crying like a lot of teenagers do, which is not to be rude, obviously, but I don't do that. And I want to be known as the one that's bubbly, and most of the time I am. But when I go home, you know, I'm very depressed, and I don't like telling people that, so I never did. And I wanted to finally, I don't know, express that. And I couldn't tell people about this. I couldn't even tell my best friends because I was so scared of what they'd think of me, even though it's something I can't control. I guess I didn't tell people because I want to be normal. I want to not have pain, or the amount of pain that I do, because pain is a part of life and you get through it, and I will get through it. But it was really hard to have the pain turn into something that's hurting my body and hurting me in general. My hair was my everything. It was my everything. I did so much with it. It was like an art, same as makeup. I loved it. I loved braiding it, curling it, straightening it. It gave me a lot of joy. It made me feel beautiful. It hid my face fat. And once I shaved my head, I felt very exposed. I can't hide anymore. I'm just there. I'm just here. While some people choose to shave their head or get a short hairstyle, it's cute. And people compliment me all the time about how beautiful it is. Even strangers say, I love your haircut. And I don't know if it's because, I mean, people would compliment me on my long hair. They say, oh, I love your hair today, you know. I don't know if it's because it's such a different look, short hair on girls. People say I have the face for it. I don't know what that means. Means I have a nice face. Thank you. And I do appreciate the compliments. It's nice. Thank you. I do appreciate it. It's not that I don't. It's the fact that I didn't get to choose this. I didn't choose this haircut. I had to shave my head because I had bald spots. Because I had to put makeup on it every single day so that no one would see it. It was not something I enjoyed doing. It's not something I went to the hair salon for. I had my mom do it. It wasn't a fun choice. It was reminding me of the fact that I have a disorder that I will never be able to get rid of. And I get people want to be supportive and people want to be whatever. But anytime anybody ever says anything about my hair, it doesn't make me feel good. How do you take a compliment when it's about something that you hate? It's like the person you hate most in the world. It's like having someone say they love that person. Like why, no. Some people will get that analogy. It's mind-boggling. Like, it doesn't make sense in my brain. I don't know if my hair is gonna grow long again because I still pull it and I still have bald spots. And I hide them and I don't tell anybody that.
And the process of shaving my head and having to go through everything was very traumatizing. And I think even if I do have long hair again, it won't feel the same. And it's very hard to accept that you'll never feel the same way again. It's very hard to accept that.
I filmed my mental breakdown once. The only reason I'm putting in this footage is to show you shaving my head was the hardest thing I've ever had to go through, and it wasn't the process of shaving it, it was the process of accepting that I have this disorder and having to live with it and having to live with the effects of it. Losing my hair was a big deal. It didn't go away, and I'm showing this footage because it's real and it's raw.
I'm filming this little insert on my computer camera, photo booth or whatever, and before pressing the film, I pressed a photo, and I'll insert it right here because it's the absolute funniest thing. Anyway, I wanted to insert a little comic relief considering I'm about to bawl my eyes out for you guys. So enjoy me crying.
I never want to meet new people because I don't want to have to explain to them that, oh, I'm not supposed to look like this. I'm supposed to have long hair. That this doesn't feel like me. I haven't had anybody love me for being this me. The me without any hair. The me with a disorder, with the OCD or whatever the fuck I have. The me that hates a huge part of herself. And the people that loved me beforehand, they don't think of me differently. They just think of me as Christine. Even though I feel like a totally different person. And I guess I'm scared that someone's gonna like me for this me. Because I don't. That was one of the hardest videos I've ever had to make. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. I hope you understand me a little bit better. I think you do. And I hope if you ever come in contact with somebody that has this disorder, you'll understand it a little bit better. I love you all, and I hope you have an amazing day.